Good morning, welcome to HeKate's Crossing. Okay, we have a new arrival. Yay, exciting. The Japanese tarot has finally arrived. So, shall we take a peek at the Japanese tarot? Okay, we're back. Let's have a look what we have. We begin with the full Japanese tarot. Came in it was a Kickstarter, of course. Comes in just a plain tuck box. Okay, so I mean there were other options with the tarot deck, of course, and other decks available, but this is the one that I wanted, Japanese. So we start with the full. I love the artwork. I mean, this is the artwork that was available and then put into the tarot deck. So each image is not made specifically for the title of the tarot card, but it is beautifully done. It's got a really nice feel to the cards. They feel really nice. Actually feel quite luxurious. Just a really nice sort of feel. I love the imagery that's been used. It's really got that vintage Japanese, of course, look. And I just love that sort of, it's borderless, of course. The imagery is really cool. You've got to remember, this is the art, and it was not created specifically for the tarot deck, but it is art that was used for some of the cards. So we're going through the cups now. I mean, it's definitely having the what they are, 6 of cups there tells a story, because it's not about the actual cups on it. So here we have 7 of cups. So I would say this is about using, there's no booklet or anything like that, so this would be about using your own intuition, your own knowledge of tarot as well, is really important when you're working with decks like this. It's having the knowledge of tarot. When you have decks that are not specifically created for tarot, when you've got images that are not specifically created for tarot, but are used in a tarot deck, I think it's really important that you have a knowledge of tarot as you go through. So now we're looking through the pentacles. 5, 6, 7 pentacles, 8, 9, 10. Here we go to the page of pentacles. See, there's other people in the image, so it does make it a little bit difficult if you don't know the titles. But, you know, if they didn't have the titles on the cards, it definitely makes a difference. There's the Queen, there's the King of Pentacles. Okay, so now we're going into Swords. I think it's very important having the titles on the cards. And understanding the tarot makes such a difference to what the images could speak of. And however else you could use them as well, use the images as well. So we're going through the swords here. So we're up to the 10 of Swords, and the Page of Swords, the Knight, the Queen, and the King. Okay, so now we're into the Wands. I mean, the images are gorgeous, and they've just got this really vintage feel to the whole deck. It's just really cool, the way sort of the colours, the tones. I love the tones of the deck and the colours that they've used. So here we go into the Page of Wands. Oh, I love the Knight of Wands. It's so cool. Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. So there we have the vintage Japanese. Oh, sorry, I didn't even show you the back of the deck. So this is the back, which is beautifully done. Of course, it's not reversible, but that doesn't matter, I think, for me when I'm shuffling and just shuffling the deck. I think it's just so personal. Ooh. There we go. I'm going to pull out the 10 of Cups. telling me that everything's sort of coming together in unity, family's important, emotionally it feels like everything's sort of coming together. I think that's an important aspect to look upon. So here we've got the Five of Pentacles, so it feels like everything coming out together, and yet it feels like that we're being led into new possibilities. So we've got the sense of family coming together, or it could be a community, something very soulful and emotional, and we're being led, practically we're being led into another direction, which seems important. We're being pulled into other directions. Oh, I love the feel of this deck. It's just gorgeous. Absolutely. Here we've got the Page of Pentacles. So this could be about learning, definitely trying to gain more experience in what's needed in regards to maybe finances or your health. You know, maybe you're looking at things from a different perspective as you're starting to learn things that are a bit different. It seems like this is a fresh start. You know, you're starting sort of a new start to a new beginning, to maybe a health, something to do with health or to do with the finances in some way. So it could be a sense of a new beginning. Ooh. And here we've got Eight of Pentacles. So Eight of Pentacles to me is a sense of finishing a task, needing to make sure that the task is complete before you. That doesn't quite go through. Let's just try again. I sort of forget which way I'm looking at the cards. So here we've got the Eight of Pentacles. So that to me is a sense of a task needing to be completed before we actually have the success that we actually need. So it's very much about the beginning of something. So even though we have this ending, this sense of completeness, we've still got this sense of actually a new opportunity coming as well. So that's where this new, the sense of being led into something new, being led to overcome any challenges or a sense of poverty, if you like, in some way. You're being led into other places. Does bring a sense of new beginnings because of that. It does seem like you're going to be gaining some experience, even though you may not yet have the experience you actually need. Feels like it's going to be happening, and it's definitely sort of going to be it's very slow moving, sense of quite slow movement coming in, but it is about completing a task, being reminded that there are tasks that we need to finish before we can actually have the success that we actually want. So there we are. That's the vintage Japanese that we have with us that arrived today. It's Kickstarter. Does do different sort of vintagey type decks, World War II, all sorts of zombie Victorian type imagery, all sorts of decks that this creator creates through Kickstarter. I actually love the cards, not too badly priced. I don't think they're too expensive for what you get. I mean, I know it's very down to the very basic, very simple. I mean, you can go a little bit more, but I think this is just perfect. So that's it from me with the vintage Japanese tarot. Don't forget to check the links below. Check the links on my channel, and please subscribe, like, and ring that bell so you know when my next video will be up and running. Take care and blessed be.